Hiya. So as I was saying about the neural monitoring, so I don't know if any of you have experienced this, but I get it quite a lot where I'll feel something on my skin, like something it feels like a spider or a little insect is kind of crawling on different bits of me. And my first instinct is to look where it's coming from. And 99.99% of the time there'll be nothing there. It's just this program that's doing that. And I believe the reasoning behind that is to see what it is that their touches are having an effect on you. They're trying to build up a whole profile of you, a whole kind of imitation or an avatar or a kind of digital clone of you, and they know exactly what places they touch on this computer and what things they do on this computer is where it affects you in your body. And obviously if they're monitoring you, if they're monitoring through your eyes, they can see everything that you're seeing. So they're knowing where that touch is. If they touch this certain place or they do this certain thing or they put in this certain program, fucking, I don't know, dot, that it causes me to feel like something's touching my shoulder. And then they've got that, and then they know what that does because you're verifying what it is that they're doing by you looking, and they have control of everything, So it's really, when you're out and you see people and people walk past you and do that, and you automatically think, oh, there we go, there's a gang stalking piece of shit, that's his tail rubbing his nose, like I fucking know kind of thing. Well, how do you know that? How do you know that that's what they're doing? How do you know that someone or something, some AI program hasn't been connected to you? It's connecting to you, it's on you all the time, it's reading your frequency everywhere you travel, it's getting directed from a satellite, it knows where you're going, and then it can see in your environment all the other living things that are also giving off a signal, i.e. people, dogs, etc. So it knows the route that you're taking, and here's another person, so the AI can pinpoint that there's another something giving off a signal is about to walk past you, so it can make that person's nose itch, so they do that, or it can make them wink, or it can make a dog have a shit right in front of you to try and make you think a certain way, So you think all around you, all these people are gang stalking you, they're taking part in targeting you, but, are they? Really, are they? I don't know. I mean, this is just a theory that I'm putting out there. I don't know shit. I know as much as the next person. But surely if they're able to have that much control over us, maybe we are like the main, people are being targeted, maybe we are the main kind of test subject in the area, the main kind of controller of all the environment around us, so we are the kind of main, I'm doing it with my breath again, I can hardly breathe, can't speak. Excuse me. We are like the main player in this game, and everything else in the environment just feeds off us. So the AI that is controlling us, it's we are kind of, it's everything. We are its god, if you like. I don't want to be all fucking narcissistic. I don't go with the word chosen one because I don't like that particular reference, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. We are like the main player in the main character in this game. And then everything else is being done around us by the AI because it stimulates us as a character. It causes some kind of effect to us, and then they can decide, they can get these people all around you doing these things, and then they can see, they're studying your reactions and what things work and what things don't work, So you will never have someone just walking past you doing nothing. Never. It will never happen, You'll always have people around you. I'm not saying that all these people are unconsciously aware of what they're doing. I'm not saying that at all. Some of them are very much conscious of the part that they play in your targeting. I know that because I live around them and I see, the rewards that they get for it, and I see them going out and doing it to other people. But maybe, just maybe, the ones that are getting paid for it are the ones that are not able to be controlled quite as much, Or maybe they are able to be controlled. Maybe we're all able to be controlled equally, but they just need to pay people in the environment because, people walking past you all day long, it's scratching their nose wouldn't really have the desired effect on you, you know. So they need to have people to kind of do things that are a wee bit more extreme and tell people to wear certain colours, etc., etc. You know, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I can just kind of theorise and give my kind of two cents on it, on what I think it is and what's happening. Yeah. I tell you, I had a dream. I had a dream quite recently, and it was about, I was in bed with an ex, and this guy's name's Ricky Sinclair. I've talked about him before, and he features quite heavily in my targeting, i.e. they'll use his name, people that look like him kind of all around me all the time, you know. I don't know why that is. It was like more than 20 years ago that we were boyfriend and girlfriend. I was only a teenager at the time. But in this dream, I was in bed with him, and it was kind of, we were leading up to having sex, you know, and we were kind of fumbling around, if you like. Which is strange because they've taken away all my desire for any kind of sexual anything, you know. They've killed that in me. That they killed a couple of years ago. I stopped even caring about anything like that. It's weird. They kind of killed some emotion in me as well. I used to be quite an emotional person, and they've definitely, you know, dampened that down, kind of killed it down. I don't cry. I don't cry as often as I should, I tell you, for the things I've experienced, you know. It's like they're kind of using different parts of my brain, and the parts that they're using, they just don't have a need for the kind of sexual desire or any kind of emotions. It's like they want to kind of leave them out of the equation and stimulate the kind of anger, etc. parts of my brain and the problem solving. But anyway, in the stream we were in bed and we were kind of fumbling about, and then there's a bike in the room, and the bike's kind of facing us. And then in the dream, Ricky's mum walks past the room, walks past the door, and she looks at me, and she points to something on the front of the bike, and it's a camera. She's pointing out that there's a camera on the bike facing us, you know, it's recording us while we're in this bed. So I stop what I'm doing. I won't go into details. I get up and I place a bit of clothing over the camera, and then I get back in the bed ready to kind of resume where we were, you know. And he stops. He doesn't want anything to do with me anymore, you know. He doesn't want to carry on with what it was that we were leading up to doing. And it was so weird, you know, the dream. It was like, I don't know, was I in a dream? Maybe this is a fucking dream, and that's reality, you know. And they've got me fucking locked up somewhere, and they're kind of filming me having sex, and you know, I've had free will to cover the camera. I don't know. It's weird, you know. It's weird when you're in this. Your head will go to all different places, and you'll start thinking all different ways. You know, I've questioned whether I'm fucking dead or not. You know, I had an incident when I was a kid, and I nearly drowned, and you know, I question sometimes maybe I did fucking drown, and maybe I'm dead, and maybe this is all just a dream. And you know, it's weird the place that your mind goes to. But it was they'll use drowning references all around me as well, and then I start thinking maybe I drowned in a former life, or you know, all these clues to things that are in your environment all around you, and it's trying to filter out the shite, isn't it? And get down to the stuff that really is important for you to know, and important for you to kind of take note of and to understand. And that's what this is about as well, isn't it? Distraction from who you really are and how fucking powerful you are. And the fact that you're not a fucking waster, and the fact that you wouldn't do this to anyone else, you know. Judging by the amount of people in the environment around me who participate, you know, it seems like we're kind of an anomaly that doesn't do this to other people, you know, for our own, whether it's a fucking sexual gratification or money. But yeah, I thought that dream was really strange, because if I'm dreaming, who cares if the fucking camera's covered, right? I mean, it doesn't make any sense, does it? It's so weird. Maybe they've got him and I hooked up to some kind of something, I don't fucking know. Maybe he's aware, maybe he's the one in my neural monitoring. Maybe he's the fucking deviant bastard that's controlling all this. Who knows? I mean, his wife certainly followed me on the train last year, didn't she? So, who knows? Anyway, that's my fucking blah blah bullshit for the day. Take care. Lots of love. God bless. God bless you all.